What's going on? We're back for another amazing episode of the Innovator Hour, man. And I got a very special guest in the building coming from Oakland.
Yeah.
I got YMTK in the building. What's going on, bro?
Yes, sir, man. You know, I'm out here blessed, bro. You feel me? Happy to be here. Appreciate you.
Nah, first I want to say it's a pleasure and a blessing to have you here. I appreciate you coming through today, bro.
Off top, man. Thank you for real.
Nah, it's love. First off, can you give the people your social media so they can know where to follow you?
YMTK.me, that's my website. You can find like all my social media there. But I_AM_YMTK, that's me, man. You feel me? Tap in.
So I want to ask you, what does YMTK stand for?
Man, Young Murph the Kid with 2 D's. You feel me? I grew up in East Oakland, California. I was a hooper my whole life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was just telling you I went to St. Joe's and shit. So Jason Kidd was the idol of mine growing up. And when I'm the second, you know, my pop's name's Murphy, but I had a growth spurt and I was taller than him by the 8th grade.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be Lil Murphy no more. You know what I'm saying? The Young Murph came about. And then the Kid, you feel me, it was just like Billy the Kid, you feel me? I just added the Kid to my name just out of respect for Jason Kidd, you feel me? We had the same like high school coach. I was able to like give him awards and like a retired jersey and shit like that.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah.
That's hella tight.
Went to school with his sister, Kim. Shout out Kim. So like the serendipity over the years and like our paths crossing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just always like I felt like that was like a part of me. You feel me? So
that's hella tight.
Yeah,
that's hella tight. I had to ask you because I'm like, I wonder what it stands for, but that's dope as fuck, bro.
Yeah, some cats don't even know it's like an acronym.
Yeah.
You feel me? Some cats be like YMTK. And I'll be like, yeah, for sure. That's tight too. It's just YMTK.
Yeah. I want to ask you, when did you start making music?
I didn't really start making music till like 03, 04. Mm-hmm. That's when I first kind of like start getting into it. I didn't really sing or write or anything like that my whole life. I kind of just was, I just loved music. I didn't really see myself doing it. My mom was a gospel singer, you feel me? I was raised in the church.
Yeah.
And I wasn't allowed to listen to rap and shit like that, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I was raised with a certain appreciation for good music. My mom was always just talking about good music, you know, like whether it be jazz or classical, whatever it was, you know, like I just had this strong appreciation for good music.
Yeah.
And then, you know, start singing randomly and, you know, it just, I don't know, man. Shit just fell into place, to be honest.
Did you take singing lessons or anything?
Nah, man.
That's
mom,
crazy.
She used to try to like have me do like the youth choir and shit like that when I was a kid. And like she would bribe me with a toy. I might go like to like 2 rehearsals or something, and I'd be like, yo, I'm done with this.
Yeah. That
was never my thing, singing and being a part of like the choirs and stuff like that. When I was a teenager, I liked going to this like one teen choir what this church was going to. Cause like the girls were bad as fuck, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like that was my motivation. I wasn't really tripping off singing and all that. Yeah, it was just like, you know, Rainisha was there. And shit. So
nah, that's tight. People don't even know. With me, I was in the church choir for a minute too.
For real?
Yeah, but of course by force. My mom forced me to be in that.
By force and not choice. Yeah.
Do you remember the first song you ever made?
Oh wow, first song I ever made. Huh. Man, I don't know, but I know the first time I ever rapped like in front of people, I forgot my verse.
Really?
You know, yeah. My relationship with my homie Tyler, so I went to UC Santa Cruz. Yeah. And my older cousin was like, he went to Riverside the year before. And he was like, I did this like icebreaker orientation situation where I put myself out there, bruh, and it set the tone for the rest of the year. All the girls wanted to be with me. All the dudes wanted to be my homie. Yeah. You feel me? Just because of how he put himself out there hella early. Yeah. He was like, if I could give you one little piece of game, bruh, it's do that. Yeah. So when I went to UC Santa Cruz the next year, I had like messed up a scholarship opportunity I had going to Chico because I broke my ankle.
To hoop?
Yeah, to hoop, yeah. So then one of my high school head coach, he had left early. St. Joe's, and he got a head coaching job at UC Santa Cruz.
Okay.
So like when that next year came around, he knew I was hurt. I'm in a cast and shit, but he like, if anybody know that you could bounce back, I do.
I know, yeah.
So like, you know, he couldn't give me full scholarship and all that, but I had an opportunity to go out there and play, get some grants and a little scholarship money. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a smooth situation for me to just go and, you know, get some school paid for.
Yeah.
So I just went there like last minute. You feel me? 2 of my high school teammates, one of my best friends, was going to the school as well. So I'm like, okay, for sure, we mobby. When we in the little orientation shit, I'm trying to tell these niggas like, bruh, we gotta sing. Like, you feel me? Like Trey told me, that's like the best way to really put yourself out there. And senior year, we had sang Shy, If I Ever Fall in Love, like together, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we just need to go do that, bruh. You feel me? Like, everybody gonna fuck with us. These niggas was hella scared. They like, bro, we play hoop. Like, that's what we're here to do. We're not here to do anything other than that. And so basically more so just to like prove to them that they were hella bootsy. You feel me? I was like, all right, I'm finna go do this shit by myself. Watch this. Yeah. And I sang Music Soul Child, Just Friends. Yeah. And I won. Damn. Yeah, I won like the little
That's lit.
$250 gift certificate to the bookstore. You feel me? But it was interesting. One of the judges of that was DJ Dahi. Yeah. He was a resident assistant at UC Santa Cruz.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was like, he wasn't even a judge, like, because he was DJ Dahi, you know, that he was just a Corey. Yeah. And it was like his job as a resident assistant to like judge these people. Yeah. You know? So yeah, that's exotic. Santa Cruz was like, for this couple of years that I was there, bro, Santa Cruz was like a crazy breeding ground of talent. Like me and that's where I met Marky Basie. Yeah. It was just a lot of people like coming through there. So
that's tight as hell. Did you like it up there? I never actually been up there.
I loved it. I felt like, especially when I left Oakland, like at the time that I graduated, everything that was going on there, and then like having to go to school somewhere where it wasn't like a complete culture shock, but it was definitely different from where I was at, you know what I'm saying, where I was from. I thought it was the best place for me, you feel me, because I was able to grow as an individual. My pops actually was hella mad at me when I graduated school. I was like, if the one thing that I learned is that I didn't need this. You know, it wasn't about the actual like school. It was about this experience for 4 years. Like, that was the most important thing. He got mad at me. He from Tylertown, Mississippi. Yeah. He was excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, he was sick. He was not fucking with that.
It's funny that you say that because when I graduated, I really felt the same way, because once I figured out what I wanted to do, it was kind of like, shit, I didn't need to go to school to do that per se. Like, now I'm in radio and interviewing people. You don't need to go to school to get that experience. But I think being in school, doing the tasks, like that prepares you for life in a sense. But really, you're just going for the network and experience. Really, that's really all it is.
Straight up, yeah. That was the takeaway that I got. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was actually with Marky Basie last night, and we were talking to one of the homies' girlfriends about like school and shit like that. And he left, you know, he dipped and came to LA. Yeah. And like when him and the homie Tyler, like when they were like, yeah, we finna dip, I was like, man, I hella wanted to. Music was hella new to me though. You feel me? I just started, and like my homie Tyler taught me how to count bars and shit like that. Like my first shows were with these guys. Yeah. So when they was dipping, it was like, damn, I don't want like this new thing. You feel me? I've been playing hoop my whole life, but the passion was kind of lacking at this point. You know, I'm in Santa Cruz, like I'm an adult now. I know I'm not going to the league. I know I'm not finna be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did have opportunity to go overseas after a while. I found that out, you know? But by that time, I was too deep into music, bro, and just wasn't really trying to, you know, do that. So, it was a crossroads, but I wound up staying, and they dipped, you feel me? And I did come after I graduated, but by the time I got out here, you know, they had been grinding, bro, really putting, you know what I'm saying, one foot in front of the other. And they got a $2 million record deal, you feel me, as 2 a.m. Club with RCA and shit, and they moved to New York. So then I was out here alone again, you know what I'm saying? But that was the best thing for me, bro, because every time I had like little, like they were comfort, like they were like safety nets. I was in my comfort zone with these cats. They had been doing music longer. It was like the people who I started with. I needed to be able to stand on my own, you know? One of the best compliments I've gotten to this day was my homie when I was in college. It was Tea Time and Young Murph, you know. And then when Tyler left, when him and Mark left, I like had to just keep doing what I was doing and came back the next year and had been working, writing. I stayed in Santa Cruz that summer. I was doing basketball camps and going to the studio and all that. I was hella serious about music. I just really found this passion for it. Yeah. And he was like, bruh, like, as dope as Tyler is as a writer and producer and rapper, all that, like, there's no drop off. It's like we forgot about him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And shout out my brother Tyler, you know what I'm saying? But like that was one of the best compliments that I got, you feel me? Because I didn't want it to be like, you know, he was actually good. Yeah. I just was like, the reason we linked up in the first place was because I won that shit. You know, like I wasn't even raw. I was terrible actually. I wasn't even really good. You feel me? But he was like, yo, people like you feel me? They gravitate towards you, and I'm actually hella good, so you should be my hype man. And this is a white nigga from Seattle. I was like, bro, what?
What are you talking about right now?
Get out of my face, bro. Whose mans is this? You know what I'm saying? But he had hella foresight. Like, he was right about a lot, you know? No matter how socially awkward he is, you feel me? And, like, just, that was the craziest thing you could say to a nigga that just left East Oakland. You feel me? I'm all ego. Yeah. Bro, get out of my face.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Bro. Yeah.
What was it that made you want to start taking your music serious?
I think it was the possibility that I could actually do it. You know, it was a challenge. Like growing up with hoop, I wasn't the most talented. You know, I worked hard to be able to make certain traveling teams and like, you know, go be in like an elite class of AAU hoopers in the Bay. You know, it's a real subculture out there for that, you know? So like growing up, like I had to like really work to be a part of that. Yeah. And it was important because like that was my social standing. That was like how all my relationships and like that was everything. I didn't know what all that shit meant back then, but then growing up, it was like, that's why it was so important, is because like that's what made me be cool, instead of being like, you feel me, some of my other peers, you feel me, that we grew up, they not doing too cool right now, or they not even here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like the little successes that I would get in hoop, you feel me, of people being like, oh, you good, or like the cheers if I did some fancy shit, a cool ass pass, or like made a shot, you know, like that shit was hella tight. But when somebody was hearing the music that I was making and like being like, oh, this dope, or I could see this going somewhere, bro, you should keep doing this, you feel me? Like that was like hella bigger than all those cheers. Like even in college, even playing on that level, it was like that was doing way more for me. It was way more fulfilling, you know? So I just got that bug.
Oh, no, that's dope. That's dope as hell. And I think you chose the right thing, and I think when something gives you that feeling, you gotta run with it, bro. For real.
Yeah, off top. I say that all the time. Like I didn't even choose this shit. You feel me? This was definitely, no pun intended, God's plan. You feel me? I couldn't have planned it like this.
Off tops. What are some of the artists you grew up listening to?
My mom for sure. Yeah. Yeah, she crazy. She can sing hella well. Plays the piano and organ and shit by ear.
That's dope.
Like just hella gifted, you know. But her for sure, and then like a lot of just like soul and gospel artists, because I wasn't allowed to listen to rap. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't start doing that till later on, sneaking and doing it in middle school and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So her and the Winans, Sounds of Blackness, Music Soul Child, Donnell Jones, Carl Thomas, Kirk Franklin, obviously Anita Baker, Sade. Yeah. Yeah, bro. It was just a lot of that. 112 and Jodeci and Boyz II Men, like that shit. The first rap album I ever had was Mace.
Really?
Yeah.
You had to sneak it.
Yeah. My 7th grade girlfriend bought it for me. Yeah.
That's crazy.
The first rap album I ever had.
That's crazy. Yeah. I I want to ask you, what is your process like for selecting beats and working on lyrics for your songs?
Man, honestly, it's ever evolving. It's always changing. Honestly, I need to be. The more I'm working, I need to be in part like a part of the production from jump. You know, like I like to really co-produce and help steer the vibe. I have a clear vision a lot of times of what I want and like what I hear. So like how we were talking about DTB earlier, like there's certain people that it just clicks hella well with. You know, that artist producer relationship is actually a real marriage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Not real shit.
So it's like, it's not just like somebody just playing some shit and me being like, all right, for sure, I'm gonna hop on that. Like that does happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But to me, I feel like the best songs happen like when you can really be in a certain creative space with somebody and like build something from scratch.
Yeah. Now that off tops, bro, I fully agree with you, and you can see with this new project, that's what y'all did for sure.
Off top, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, we got exotic. We got exotic for sure.
I want to ask you. We have been missing each other for the past, like last week. We had seen each other a few times. Wasn't really sure if we were actually seeing each other. We wouldn't even really know.
That's nuts,
but I talked to you with you about it before the interview. But how did it feel? First of all, it was dope seeing you perform. But how did it feel being on stage on Tuesday?
Oh man, it was dope, bro. That was an honor. You know, I got a lot of love and respect for Dust, for All Black. Yeah. And everybody over there at PRA, bro. Like, you know, there's some like extremely solid and genuine people. Yeah. And that shit to me, like I've been doing it for a minute now. That shit goes further than like any type of talent or clout you may have. Like, you know, I'm like really about the music. Like I love the music, you know. But then at the end of the day, like we're all people, like we're individuals. Yeah. So it's like when the music is hella tight and then like you're hella tight as a person, you know, that shit just better. You feel me? Yeah. I try to surround myself with energy like that.
Yeah. And me too, bro.
All Black and Jim, Prada, Geechee, like Lindsay, like all them niggas are that type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
They're my niggas for sure. It was dope to see because I see you at the show, but I had no idea you was performing. Then when Black brought you out, I was like, oh shit.
It's crazy because I wasn't expecting that until a couple hours before the show.
Okay.
I was talking to Julia Lewis.
Yeah.
And I was headed to the studio to perfect your craft, to like just do some demos and kind of work on some YMTK shit. You feel me? I'm a songwriter, so I'm always working and writing for somebody else. I hadn't had no time for me in a minute.
Yeah.
And so it was like my day, like let me get some shit out. And I'm talking to Julia on the way, and he like, yeah, bruh, you going to the show, right? Like we should all go. Like, you know, we have to go. And it was like, I thought about it, you know, obviously, like, I gotta go fuck with it, but it wasn't in the forefront of my mind. It was like, if I happen to be in the studio working, doing my thing, then that's where I'm gonna be at. Yeah. And then I hollered at my little homie Milton. Yeah. You know, Milton was on FaceTime like, yeah, bro, we should pull up. You gotta pull up. And it's just like, it kept being this seed planet of like, go to the show, bro. Yeah. You know? So I was like, all right, bro. And it's crazy because like, as an artist, you know, you don't want to be a burden on people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like hitting cats and being like, bro, put me on the list or this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, like your presence can be a present. You know, it's not always a burden. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think we get in our own head about shit like that. And like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
I had a quick little convo with DTB even earlier at the lab because he had to like work and didn't think he was gonna be able to go, and like nobody had reached out yet and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he just was feeling a certain way, keep it all the way 100. You feel me? And it was just like that was so unnecessary for him to be feeling, because obviously like niggas gonna give you your break, bruh. Because he was like stressed out about mixes. Like, you got to do these mixes. Like, bruh, you're not gonna have to do those mixes. Obviously, you going to the show. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had a fun ass night and like it was hella lit. But you know, like we really be in our own head about shit like that.
I be the same way, bro.
Yeah. When I hit Delancey, he was like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then a couple minutes after that, he like, you ready to do Anticipation? Like, I went from not even going to the show to now performing. You know?
Now that's Rolo, bro. Rolo,
my nigga. He trying to put it together, man.
Yeah. That's tight, bro. It was dope to see you perform, and I was like, oh shit. I'm like, man. I'm like, we finna do the interview later on this week. This shit, it was perfect for me. Just watching and observing the situation. I'm like, man, to me, it's hella special to be watching just so much talent in the Bay Area and to see like everyone connecting and the unity that people would say that we don't have.
Yeah,
I see it, and it's beautiful.
We don't give ourselves enough credit. We always be like, man, look at Atlanta. If Atlanta could do this, Atlanta could do that. We need to give ourselves more credit. You feel me? We need to be more positive and be like, man, look at how far we come. Niggas ain't killing each other. There's so many different eclectic styles and vibes and people and backgrounds, like always mixing and meshing. And you know what I'm saying? Like the night before that, you feel me? Black and G were on national TV.
I know, crazy.
And then here we are, like but they just hella the same though. You know, here we are doing the same thing with our same relationships, same interactions as it's been for years. But we all hella different. You know, that love and that respect is there, but it's like we need to give more credit. We need to give ourselves more credit for that. You know, for having that mentality.
Off tops. I want to talk about the new music you got out right now. You just dropped a project. What You Wish For. What was the mindset when you were creating this project?
Man, well, about halfway through it, that's when it actually became like, okay, a more focused idea. Yeah. But at first, you know, I was writing with Lil Martine. Yeah. That's Benji's cousin. That's Kaylani's cousin. Yeah. You feel me? And so I have a relationship with his pops, Big Martine. He DP'd one of my videos hella years ago.
Really?
Yeah. And so, like, we knew each other from the Bay and shit like that, had mutual homies. And, like, I've been knowing Martine since, like, 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And his pops was like, yeah, Martine want to sing. And he just started singing, and then he was hella good. And he taught himself how to play the guitar, and niggas was like, wait, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So started working with them and JR and blah, blah. One time we driving from the Bay, coming to LA, and I had known of Benji. We met, you feel me? Like, Benji had been on tour. He used to handle merch and all that. Yeah. Like, this is like a time where we just in a car for 6 hours, so we gotta like really get to know each other. You feel me? And so he was playing hella Perfect Your Craft music, hella DTB and Pluto and Sosa and, like, you know, Samaria. Like, he was just playing hella music and talking about Perfect Your Craft, and he was hella like juiced off of it and telling me about the things that were going on at the studio. And I had heard about DTB, I'd heard about Perfect Your Craft, you feel me, from Big Martine and a few other people. But it, like, all was like how in this last week been with us, it was all like that. It was like in this little span of like, perfect your craft, you know? So it was like, all right, for sure, we got to link up. Got to LA, a couple days after that, Jay Anthony, you feel me? That's the rebrand. Don't call him Jay Ant no more. Jay Anthony brings me to the lab and is like, yo, it's YMTK, DTB. That was our first time linking up. Yeah. Jay Ant, like, went to sleep hella high, and then me and DTB made like an exotic ass song that was hella tight. Yeah. And it was like not like anything he had been making, you know? And he was like, dang, all right, this is different. And he was tracking somebody that wasn't like anybody else he was tracking, you know? So he was juiced about being in this new studio, new environment, new type of artist, new type of sound. And, like, it sparked creativity with him, it sparked creativity with me. And Benji saw that. Great manager. He saw it. He was like, ooh, okay, for sure. Yeah. Came back around, made another song. It was hella clean. Yeah. Benji, by the third song, was like, hey, so I'm thinking this YMTK DTB mixtape, like, we need to do a project, EP, whatever it needs to be. Like, I'm down to, like, start putting it together. Let's do it. Yeah. And that's just it. From there, that's just what happened. We just kept working whenever we could, and it came together, bro.
That shit's tight as hell.
Right on.
I fuck with the project heavy, and the thing about your sound is, like, it's so versatile and it's different. And I really fuck with it.
Right on, man.
Yeah, I really fuck with it. Yeah. I want to ask you, do you have a favorite song on the project?
Man, dog, that's so hard. That's so hard. Yeah, people get mad at me. Like, I've been trying, you know, I'm doing a little run right now, going around and talking about it. And then when I get that question, it's like, can't pick your favorite kids.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I created these.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I definitely have different moods. You feel me? It's songs that like at a different time, you know, certain times, scenarios, I'm gonna be more inclined to enjoy.
Yeah.
But I'm never mad at any of these. I think this is my hardest project, obviously.
Yeah.
And just like the vibe and the flow of it is perfect to me.
Yeah, I mean you can play the whole shit through.
Right on.
Which is dope. And I feel like a lot of like when I've been noticing that people are also doing like less songs on their projects, but more focused and better songs on the project rather than having like 20 songs where 5 of them are cool. They'll just do 9 or 7. And, you feel me? But yours, I was able to play the whole shit through, and I really fuck with it, bro. And just gotta keep doing your thing, bro, because you headed in the right direction for sure.
Top. I really do appreciate that love, for real.
Nah, it's love, bro. I want to ask you, you got Raj on there, you got Guap Dad, you got Jemaine. How did those connections come about?
Man, I've been knowing Raj for hella long.
Yeah.
Been knowing Guap for a minute now too, for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I just met Jemaine not too long ago, maybe like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And he was driving for Lyft, and he picked me up from the Standard.
Really?
I was kicking it
downtown.
With Drew Banger, downtown. And he picked me up, and he was like around the corner, you know, like the garage, like the parking lot's like in the back. So he was like somewhere off to the side, out the way. I'm like calling, bro, like, bro, where you at? You feel me? He's like, oh, I'm over here. And I was like, all right, it's all good. I'm gonna walk over there. Went over there, got in a car. He turned around and looked at me, and then said, I thought you was gonna be different. And then start driving. I said,
what?
All right. And me and Drew had just got done smoking. So I'm like, all right, for sure. Like, I'm really sensing this nigga's energy. Like, you got to be top 5 most bass people I've ever met in my life. You feel me? So he driving hella crazy. And, like, I feel like I'm going to die. You know?
He
driving nuts.
At
He's
this
a
time, you
terrible
don't know
driver.
who the
and
fuck.
I don't know this nigga, bro.
Okay.
And so I'm like, this is out of pocket. But there's a song on that's so cold. And the radio, you know, niggas that work in music, I know when some shit is like mixed version 1.4 master, you feel me? When it say that, I'm like, okay, this nigga listening to some shit that ain't out, and maybe it's his, maybe he produced it. I don't know what's going on, right? But it's cold. It's so hard. Song's called Wait On Me. It's out now. It wasn't out yet. So the song went off, next song go on. We about to get on the freeway. I'm like, yo, what song was that? What was that last song? He was like, oh, yeah, that's a song, like, a song I did or whatever. And I was like, oh, that's you? He was like, yeah, I do music. And was, like, sad. And I was like, what? Like,
what's going on?
That shit's hella tight. I don't know why you sad about it. He was like, oh, no, I'm not sad about music. Like, I'm just trying to get these mixes right. And, like, the mixes isn't right. Do you know what a mix is? So a mix is, and he's about to start telling me what a mix is, right? And I was like, yo, homie, chill.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what a mix is. I already know what that is. Thank you. You feel me? He's like, oh, okay, cool. You know what a mix is. All right, well, this is a mix. I'm listening to the mix because I'm going to put this song out pretty soon. I'm putting out a little EP. And I was like, okay, for sure. So you do music, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah. I was like, so what's your situation? Like, what you got going on? He was like, I just signed with this label called Indie Pop. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, that's who we came, like, we all came out here at the same time. You know, myself, Bobby Brackens, Nick Nack, the Cataracts, Indie Pop. Like, we were that first wave. You feel me? Like, now our community is crazy. Now the Bay Area is strong as fuck out here. Yeah. But it used to literally just be us. So we just... You feel me? Like, we stayed all time. We stayed very close to each other. So when he said Indie Pop, I was like, bro, what? You feel me? That's crazy. Like, I've been knowing him since I moved out here. Like, and he was like, oh, that's so tight, for sure. Like, what you do? And I'm like, I'm a songwriter. He was like, you a songwriter? For sure, bro. I need a songwriter, man. That's tight. And I was like, yeah, all right, for sure. Like, you don't even know if I'm good or not. Yeah. He was like, nah, man, I know you good, man. I could tell, bro. You good. And I was just like, yo, who is this kid, dog? You feel me? Crazy ass energy, right? Yeah. But like, just, you know, hella positive. We exchanged information. and was like, all right, yeah, we gonna get up, you feel me? And when I'm getting out the Uber, the Lyft, whatever, I'm like, yo, man, like, you way too clean to be doing this, bro. Yeah. And he was like, oh, man, right on. And, like, he thought that I was done. I was like, because, like, for real, you going to kill somebody before you get on. That's a waste of talent. Yeah. Like, we got to figure it out. I'm down to do whatever I can, you feel me, to help. I don't know you from Adam, bro, but you going to kill somebody. Yeah. Like, for real.
You driving wild.
You going to kill somebody, bro, and then it's going to be over. And you're going to be the cleanest nigga to never drop. Yeah. Like, don't do that. You feel me? And so, yeah. A week, not even a week, within a week, bro. It's crazy this shit be happening like that. This week thing, this pattern.
Yeah.
I'm kicking it in the Valley after being in the lab, and I'm with Julia Lewis, and Julia is talking to Jemaine's manager.
Yeah.
And he like, yeah, I got to do this session with this singer. Like, I'm trying to tell you, trying to mob, or like, you know, he's like, I don't know, like his writing situation and shit. I'm like, I don't know. This is, you know, Julia had first moved out here, and he was trying to do everything, and I've been out here for 10 years, and I'm not trying to do everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was like, I don't know, bro.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's going on? Like, I need some information. And he was like sitting there, we on the couch, he texting, and he was like, I'm gonna bring my writer homie, YMTK, you know, Murph's gonna slide, blah, blah. Jemaine is in this group text but hasn't said nothing. You feel me? It's just the manager that's been talking. So then Julia talking to the manager, and then Jemaine, all of a sudden, the first thing he says, Murph! Julia's like, what?
Yeah.
And he tells me, yeah, it's the kid Jemaine, it's indie pop. And I was like, bruh.
That's crazy.
Are you serious, dog? And it was just hella just, you know, the serendipity. That shit was nuts. So,
yeah,
you know, we just linked up like the next day. I think it was the next day or the day after that.
Yeah.
Damn near the next day.
That's crazy as hell.
Made a clean-ass song. Been mobbing ever since.
That's tight as hell. That's a dope-ass story about meeting somebody.
Yeah. So that's how Jermaine's on the album.
Yeah.
You already know. So, you know, we was talking about, like, the number of songs on projects.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, me and Raj did Emoji Goes.
Yeah.
And people love Emoji Goes. Like, that was just, like, 6 songs that we thought were cool. We weren't thinking about it hella much. You feel me? We just got hella songs. Anytime me and Raj get together, bro, honestly, it's a layup. I can say that with confidence.
That's it's crazy because I know Raj since high school too.
Really?
We all went to Berkeley High.
Yeah, off top. Yeah. Man, my homie Simba was always telling me about Raj. Simba would be like,
I know Simba.
Simba would be like, you know who you need to fuck with, bro? Rex Life Raj. I feel like y'all need to fuck with it. And I'll be like, yeah, for sure, dude. I don't really fuck with. I got that point for sure. Yeah. Before 2016, I wasn't trying to do a bunch of features. I wasn't trying to fuck with everybody. I was very to myself as a creative, you know. But that's not the way.
Yeah.
You feel me? I started getting a lot more success when I realized, and this is a shout out 108K, Brandon put me on. He was like, man, you know, I just realized I'm here to be of service. Because I was talking to him, and I'm like, bro, you, like, helped a lot of these people flourish and, like, taught a lot of these cats how to make beats. Or, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Brandon was hella instrumental in, like, everybody that has a career out of the Bay Area right now. I'm not going to put nobody on blast or say names, but they know. Like, we all know. Yeah. And he's so humble and quiet and low-key about it. And he was like, bro, I'm supposed to be of service, period. You feel me? Yeah. That's how God gonna bless me. I was given this gift to be of service. Yeah. So however it come, however it's supposed to happen, like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So when I had that mindset, I didn't have a bunch of money for PR and shit. Yeah. But I was like, I'm finna be on everybody project and have the cleanest song. Yeah. That's where my head was at. So I was doing hooks and verses and for everybody. And that was the best thing that I could have did. You feel me? That helped like really solidify me in the Bay Area. Like, oh yeah, so, you know, you gotta fuck with him. He been doing it for a minute, but now he on everybody shit from the Grouch to Too Short. You feel me? Like,
gotta fuck with it.
You gotta fuck with him.
That's hella tight.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, can you tell me about a challenging obstacle you faced in your career and how did you overcome it?
shit, I mean, just touching on the fact that I've been in LA for 10 years, I've seen so many people come and go.
Yeah.
It's been hella ups and downs. I've been homeless. You know, I had an S430 Benz, you feel me, on dubs, no house. And me and my homie, we used to go park it in Beverly Hills. Like, if we gonna be homeless, I mean, at least we gonna be homeless in Beverly Hills, sleeping in the Benz. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a lot of crazy ups and downs, you feel me? Like, sitting on the dock at this private lake in Montreal because we got flown out there to write songs and do shows and, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and this is like a couple months after being homeless. Like, yeah. It's just been so much stuff like that. It's just by the grace of God that I'm still here, bro, to be honest, you know.
That's crazy. And I think that that shows your perseverance as a person.
Yeah. I think that you just can't stop, you know. Steph Curry said something hella long ago. He was just like, he always would just be like, why not me?
Yeah.
You know? And obviously, like, if you grow up, he had some dough. He had the best resources. His pops was in the NBA, so on and so forth. There was a lot of things on his side, obviously.
Yeah.
Then there's a lot of things, there's cards stacked against him as well, you know? And, like, when you're thinking about, like, the person that you want to be and the impact that you want to have, and you're looking at people that you might be inspired by, you know, it's okay to understand that distance between you and feel like it's impossible. You know, it's cool to feel that, but at the same time, it's cool to be like, well, shit, why not me? Yeah. If there's gonna be these success stories in life, like, why not me? Why can't I be one of those?
Yeah,
you know?
I think that's how everybody should feel. I think everything starts with the idea, but once you put it down and put it together and make it a goal, and then you put it in action, your fucking dream turned into a reality. You feel me?
Energy is so crazy, bro. You can speak things into existence. Like, you can like, it sounds crazy and hella corny, but the whole, like, if you believe you can achieve type shit, mind over matter, like, all that shit is hella real. Yeah. So you gotta be real careful, you know, about, like, where you're placing your energy and what you're saying, you know, when it comes to yourself and your mind and, like, your grind and where you trying to take shit.
Off tops. I want to ask you, what's a perfect day for YMTK?
Oh, man, a perfect day? A perfect day for me would be to wake up and have a text message or email that explains in some way that I don't have to do anything anymore, ever. That would be the perfect day. It starts like that, like, yo, you good. At that point, bro, you know, the day is going to go really, really well.
Yeah.
And that's my perfect day.
What can the people expect from YMTK? Like, you're going to come out, you just dropped a project, so videos, more shows, what can the people expect from you?
Definitely got some videos on deck. The next video that we're going to drop is for Handful, featuring my brothers Rex Life Raj and Guap Dad. That video is one of my favorite videos I've ever done. It's hella funny. Yeah. Those are two of the funniest cats that I know. Like, extremely creative, but just, like, naturally funny, bro. Hella witty. Like, so yeah, that video was hella easy, bro. It was really, really dope. Shout out Adrian. He killed that.
He's been doing a lot of videos in the Bay right now.
Yeah, he's
for the Bay Area artists.
Yeah, he's becoming a go-to guy, man. Yeah. I'm really proud of him. That's somebody that, you know, that's been my little bro for years. I've seen him transition from, you know, DJing and being an artist, rapper, to doing the EDM, throwing parties, and then the film stuff. Like, he's like really, really creative and can do whatever he wants to do. You know, like, I love people like that. He doesn't take no for an answer.
I want to ask you, what is your favorite food spot? Since you've been out here for 10 years, I want to say, what's your favorite food spot in LA?
Man, bruh, that shit changes, dog. I'm gonna keep it lit. But what I can say is, in this last week, I've had chilaquiles like 4 times.
What's that? I ain't had that.
Chilaquiles. It's like my favorite Mexican dish. It's some breakfast. So I get the scrambled eggs, chilaquiles. It's like this Mexican red sauce with onions and chips, rice and beans.
I'm trying to think. Maybe I know what that is.
I just found out it existed last year.
Are the chips soggy?
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about.
They supposed to be. If it's done right, they soggy.
They're soggy.
Yeah, shout out CJ's. That's where I've been getting the chilaquiles. And Los Anayas, I had theirs. But CJ's is
fire.
Oh my God, bro. I'm telling off on myself. I literally had this shit I had CJ's 3 times in the week. And then I had Los Anayas. So that's 4 times I had chilaquiles.
I gotta try that shit. I don't know if I had it before. I know what it is though.
Yeah.
I like to ask this question to everyone who comes on my show. If you could pick yourself to be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
I think that I resonate with a fox, just because of like how my face looks and shit and like my mannerisms.
Yeah.
And a fox is supposed to have hella personality and be like sly and like intelligent and crafty.
Yeah.
But it could also be vicious if it needs to. It like looks hella cute, but it's a predator as well, you know? So maybe a fox, dog. Just unassuming flying.
I've heard somebody say a fox before. I think a fox is dope.
Yeah.
Now, fox is dope for sure.
But everybody, I mean, obviously, I want it to be something that like flies or kills or something like that. But, like,
most people pick birds.
Yeah.
Because they say they want to be able to see the world. They don't want to be like bonded to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all fine and good, bro, until you know what I'm saying, somebody eats you. You gotta be a bird of prey, if anything.
Exactly. What is something that most people don't know about you?
No, they finna know now. Let's see. Most people don't know that that I'm a pescatarian. That I don't eat meat. Yeah.
I was pescatarian for like 4 months. I'm about to get back to it.
Yeah.
Do you find it? Sometimes I just find it difficult to. I guess the days that like I crave or I'm not trying to eat seafood, because people say it's bad to eat too much seafood.
Yeah, you know what's good.
That's what I'm saying.
What's gonna be good for you?
So the real struggle was the days that I ate like I'd be like, fuck, I've been eating hella seafood. Motherfuckers say you don't want to get mercury poisoning. Those days I had to train myself to not eat meat, which was something I never really did before.
Yeah, I mean with the mercury shit, bro, like I think you got to eat a lot.
Yeah.
Like you have to literally be eating it breakfast, lunch, and dinner over and over and over.
Yeah.
But if you're having like salmon like every day or like shrimp, if you're having like the one thing every day and then there's other substitutes, you're good, bro. Yeah. You can have it twice a day.
I'm going to get back on it for sure. I want to ask you for my final question, what advice can you give to a younger artist who's trying to get into the music game?
Yo, I have no advice. Because whatever I tell you, it won't work. That's the best advice I could give you, man. Don't listen to nobody else. Back in the day, when Sage was like 16, dog, he used to hit me on Facebook all the time. You know, he had to like the music that me and Nick Nack were doing, and like he was just this little kid before his growth spurt, little kid with green eyes. You feel me? Hit me on Facebook every day, all the time, asking me questions, what advice, what can I do? And I had no type of knowledge, bro. I didn't know what I was finna do, you know? I can't tell you what to do, you feel me? And I just was transparent with him, like, bruh, keep mobbing. I can't do nothing for you. I can't help you.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just told him straight up. Sage is, to this day, like one of the most solid cats, you feel me, doing music and really holds it down for the left creatives of the Bay. You feel me? I feel like I'm one of those cats.
Yeah.
But one thing that we've talked about is he never felt no type of way. He never felt like I was dissing him. He got it. Like when I was like, bruh, I can't tell you because I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's like any advice I could get, it's like, bruh, I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'm blessed to be able to like finally be able to like live off music, you know? But I can't, like, anything that I tell you, bro, it's not gonna be life-changing. All I could say is obviously keep working, you feel me? The only things we can control in this life are our attitude and our effort. If you keep a positive attitude, put forth maximum effort, in whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna see some positive results.
Hell yeah.
So
once again, bro, I want to appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming through today. Dope conversation. I think people will really get something from this. Before you get out, can you give your Instagram one more time?
I_AM_YMTK. That's Young Murph the Kid with 2 D's. Holler at me, man. www.ymtk.me. You already know what it is, man. Straight up and down like 6 o'clock on the TikTok. You know how we rock. DP Stokeland, Funktown represent out here. You feel me? Putting it together like the weather. Ain't nobody doing it better. Hello?
Man, real smooth. What You Wish For is out now on all platforms. Make sure to go fuck with it.
Yee.